How do we increase our dog's agency? Agency, or the belief that one can impact their environment, is well documented to be key to reducing stress and increasing well-being. The vast majority of dogs are significantly lacking agency in their lives. As a behavior consultant specializing in dogs who are experiencing chronic dysregulation anxiety disorders, trauma disorders, hypoarousal disorders, chronic stress, one of the key components of what we do is increase agency for the dog. And there are so many ways that we can do this, so let's talk about just some of the big ones up front. I think one of the most important places to start is by enhancing your dog's ability to be heard. Imagine being in a space where no one around you speaks your language. Imagine if that was your experience all of the time. Imagine if no one could understand what you were saying until you said it very, very loudly, and sometimes not even then. That is the life experience for most dogs. Much of their communication is completely missed, and most of the rest of it is misunderstood. So if we can become very good at understanding dog body language, we can dramatically increase our dog's well-being through increasing their agency, because now they have the ability to be heard when they communicate. One of the places I tend to have my clients start practicing this is through consent testing. If you go to our Google document under dog body language, there's a great video about consent testing where you can see this practiced many times over with many dogs. Essentially, you are asking the dog if they would like to be touched before you touch them, often just by offering a hand, or if they're not already next to you, by calling them over, seeing if they come, and then if they do, offering that hand. And I think consent testing can be such a great gateway into practicing more agency and enhancing communication for a few reasons. One, being touched unpredictably and without consent is a huge barrier to agency, and it can be a massive stressor for a lot of dogs. And so simply offering that, would you like to be petted, and looking for enthusiastic consent first in itself is game changing. But it also gives us practice seeing our dog's quieter communications. So if I hold out my hand, right, and the dog has approached me, but I hold out my hand and they do nothing, that's a no. If they shift their eyes away, turn their head, sniff the ground, take a step back, that is also a no. And these are things that we tend to miss. Another place we can really practice seeing our dog's quieter communication is in situations that stress them out. We tend to become very aware of the louder behaviors, the more obvious body language that is saying, hey, I'm stressed out by this. Look for the quieter signs. Learn what avoidance looks like versus ignoring. Learn about displacement behaviors. Learn about subtle stress signals like yawning and lip licking and soft blinking. Look for uneven weight distribution and respond in those moments. Help your dog move away from the thing stressing them out, or stop or shut down the thing that is stressing them out. And then your dog learns, oh my God, you can hear me? You can help me in these situations where I might lack agency. You can give me agency by proxy. Huge stress reliever. Game changing. And there are so many other ways that we can introduce agency. We can offer our dogs multitudes of sleeping options. We can learn their preferences. We can learn how they communicate their preferences related to their treats or their toys, or which direction they want to go on a walk. We can recognize when our expectations and preferences don't line up with theirs, and then honor our dog's preferences when possible. We can teach them how to opt out of situations and then notice when that's happening and honor that. We can make sure that they have ways to opt out of various situations. We can slow down. We can pause. We can offer additional support in places where something has to happen that our dog isn't necessarily happy about. If I can offer 2 book recommendations, if you're interested in learning more about this, The Stress Factor in Dogs by Dr. Christina Spalding, and Canine Enrichment for the Real World by Emily Strong and Ali Bender. Let me know in the comments how you increase your dog's agency.